Okay, guys, welcome again. In this video, I'm going to explain you about this current architecture. It's going to be very simple. What we are going to do here is we are going to create one application load balancer. This is the first thing which we are going to do. And also we're going to create something called target groups, because as you guys know, for every ALB we would need a target group. And after that, we're going to create, this is called auto-scaling group. But for every auto-scaling group, as you guys know, we need something called launch template. Yeah, these are all the three things. And then we are going to assign the availability zones with only three right now. So these three things which we will do. And also we're going to create one EC2 security group common for all the availability zones. Yeah, so this is the plan for now. So let's do it. Okay, cool. 1 minute. So let me rub it off so that we can see the image properly. 1 minute. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna make this on the right hand side and I'm gonna make it on the left side. Okay, I'm in a Singapore region. If you guys want to move to some other region, you can very well go ahead and do that. I'm not going in my normal US East region because a lot of my other instances, my other configurations are running, so I don't want to mess that up. So I'm gonna start fresh right now. So the first thing is I'm gonna click on load balances. Okay. Okay, before that I want to make sure that I want to show you that my instances page, nothing is running. Yeah, and then I don't have any load balances, I don't have any target groups. Okay, I don't have any target groups, and also I do not have any auto scaling groups as well. Okay, nothing, everything is uh, blank. So first thing, as per my diagram, as per my diagram, I'm gonna create a launch application load, load balancer, and I'm gonna create this one first. Yeah, cool. So how I'm going to do is, on the left side there is something called create, not create auto scaling. On the left side there is something called load balancers. Click on it. Now click on create load balancer. Now it's asking for application load balancer. Click on create. So I'm gonna give some name for the load balancer. So let's give 27 ALB, and it's going to be the internet facing, and I'm going to choose only the IPv4. If you choose dual stack, you'll get both IPv4 and IPv6, and I have only one VPC here, and I'm going to choose 3 availability zones. Even though I have only 3 availability zones, I'm using all the 3. But if you use US East 1, you would have 6 availability zones, if you guys remember. But right now I'm in a Singapore region. Okay, cool. Now scroll down, and I'm going to create a security group. I'm not sure what security groups I have, so what I'll do is I'm going to create a new security group. Click on it, and then I'm going to give something like this: my web server SG, something like this. So scroll down, and I'm gonna click on add rule, and first I'm gonna hit on HTTP. I'm gonna hit HTTP and source type anywhere IPv4. Yeah, and then I'm gonna add one more rule, SSH, and then anywhere IPv4. Okay, cool. Right, and then that's it. Okay, click on create security group. Now the security group is created, my web server SG. I'm closing this tab, going back to my previous tab, refresh the sim. Now what I'll do is my web server SG I added, I'm gonna delete the default one. That is done. And in the listeners and routing, HTTP is here, 80 is here. Okay, I don't have any target group, and you guys know that for every ALB we need a target group created. So I'm gonna click on create target group, which will open in a new tab again, and I'm gonna target type as instances. Scroll down, I'm gonna give 27th TG
HTTP port 80, scroll down, and health check, you just keep it as it is. And I'm gonna give, if you guys want to know more on the health check, I have explained in my previous ALB videos, go and check it out. Okay, cool. So these things are all done. Click on next. Now here obviously we don't have any instances, and we are not going to launch instances manually because we are going to create auto-scaling group. Okay, cool. Now these things are all done. Yeah, and then click on create target group. Now the target group is also created, so close this tab, go back to your previous tab, click on refresh symbol, refresh button here, click on the drop down, see you got the 27th TG. Now scroll down. Now don't do anything else, click on create load balancer. Perfect. Now if you see the load balancer here, now the load balancer will be in provisioning mode. Okay, but after a couple of minutes it will be in active mode. So far what we did this step, we created an application load balancer and also we mapped it to the proper TG. Yeah, perfect. What is next right now? So we'll talk about next. Now the next one is I'm going to create this one, auto scaling group. This is what I'm going to create it. So how will you create the auto scaling group? On the left side, you have something called auto scaling groups. Click on auto scaling groups. It says create auto scaling group. Click on it, just give some name, 27th ASG. Okay, now scroll down and it's asking for the launch templates, and you guys know already based on my previous videos we need launch template or launch configuration in order to launch an auto scaling group. So we do not have anything, so we're going to click on create a launch template. Now it will open in a new tab. Okay, cool. Now in this I'm gonna give 27th LT launch template, and I'm gonna just copy the paste it here, and make sure that you put a checkbox here, provide guidance. Scroll down and I'm going to choose Amazon Linux version 2 AMI and instance type. I'm going to choose something new now, M5 something, M5.large, but for you guys make sure that you guys use T2.micro. Okay, now don't include in launch template. Okay, and in the network settings I'm going to choose existing security group, my server web server SG. Yeah, and yep, and these are all the things which is there. Resource tags. Yeah, in the advanced summary details, if you scroll down, we need to add the bootstrapping script, which you guys are all familiar with this. I'm talking about this script. Okay, copy this and then paste it here. That is done, and then click on create launch template. Now that launch template is ready. If you see this, the launch template is ready. You can close this and then come back here, refresh it, so you will get the launch template. Yeah, so that is done. Now click on next, and then here in the availability zone choose all the 3 ones. Okay, scroll down, all good, click on next. Now here we are going to attach to an existing load balancer because we had already created the application load balancer on the right side, if you see. Okay, but if you want to create a new load balancer, click on it. Here also you can start doing it, but I've already created it. So attach to an existing load balancer. Here you have 2 options. If you already have a classic load balancer, which I don't have, that's why it says no results. Okay, but if you click on the first one, what it says is choose from your load balancer target groups. Okay, so you have to choose a right target group which is mapped to the right load balancer. For example, this target group 27 TG is mapped to the application load balancer called 27th ALB. So click on it. Okay, now scroll down and here put a check mark here, ELB. As previous video says, what kind of health check will do with the ELB, so you are going to include that as well. Okay, just scroll down and then click on next, and here I'm going to make it like this. I want 3 instances desired, 3 minimum, and maximum it can go for 5. Okay, now scroll down. Okay, now this is very important, scaling policies. Yeah, so what the scaling policy does, say for example, as the as the option says, choose whether to use a scaling policy to dynamically resize your auto scaling group to meet changes in demand. Okay, so what this says is if you choose this option, it will give you a couple of metric types. So based on the number whichever you give, it will decide whether it is there correctly with that number or not. If it is not there, then it will increase it. If it is there already, then it will decrease the unwanted instances. Okay, that is the concept of target tracking policy. Okay, now what happens is I want to show you something in the meantime. Let me be on the same screen. Okay, cool. Now if you search something called Cloudwatch here, Cloudwatch is another tool to monitor the services. So I've opened in a new tab. Okay, now if you hit on Cloudwatch, on the left side, I mean, we have a separate session for Cloudwatch, but just want to touch base on this here. So now here, if you see on the left side, there is something called alarms. Click on it, and there is something called all alarms. Okay, so right now, if you see all alarms, it is empty. Yeah. Now on the left side, first tab, click on it. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, so it says choose a desired outcome and leave it to the scaling policy to add or remove capacity as needed to achieve that outcome. Okay, so far we have 3 instances running. Okay, I mean, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to say average CPU utilization. If it crosses 50%, then it will automatically launch an instance. The target tracking policy which we have selected, that will automatically launch it. Okay, and also if you see another metric, for example, average networking bytes. Okay, so if you have 50 bytes coming up, if it's more than 50 bytes, then it will launch another instance. If it's, I mean, if it's going out, then it will launch. If it says application load balancer request count per target, okay, so if you put some number, target group, which target group, if you put them number, if you get the request more than 50, then it will launch another instance, something like this. Okay, but for now, easy demo, I'm just choosing average CPU utilization. Scroll down, okay, and then you just click on next. Okay, now here, we never explored this before. So what it says is, say for example, if any instance, I mean, if your target group instances cross the 50%, then it should send some notification to someone. Okay, so that is the step here. So click on add notification, and then you can click on create a topic. So I'm just gonna create like the 27th SNS topic, something like this, and then I'm gonna add my mail ID here, gmail.com. Okay, and what it says is, whenever an instance launches or terminates, or whenever its instances fail to launch or fail to terminate, I will get notification. Yeah, so that is a concept. So just hit next, and then you just click on give some name here. I'm gonna give 27th web server. Okay, so that will be tagged to the new instances. Now if you hit okay, before that I want you to make sure that I've right clicked on instances, open link in new tab. Just want to show you that there are no instances running. See, no instances are running. I'm in the Singapore region. Okay, and also in the Cloudwatch there is no alarms. Okay, now if you hit on next, see what happens. Okay, create auto-scaling group. Now the auto-scaling group will start 3 instances, and also, okay, now it says updating capacity 3335. I'm just clicking on the third tab, refresh it. Now if you see 3 instances, it will automatically start running. And in the Cloudwatch, if you refresh it, see there are 2 alarms which has been created automatically when we chose a target tracking policy, and this was created by the Amazon AWS. Now if you see the conditions, what it says, CPU utilization is less than 45, okay, within 15 minutes, okay, then this alarm will go. If CPU utilization will greater than 50 within 30 minutes, then this alarm will go. So that is the concept of this. Okay, now before that so I hope you guys have got it. So now 3 instances, let it come up, and here if you see these 3 instances in auto-scaling group, perfect. Now on the left side there is something called target groups. Click on target groups. Now click on this, and then if you scroll down a little bit, and there is something, yeah, now if you see all the instances, 3 instances are healthy. Yeah, and if you go to the load balancers, and if you copy the DNS, and then if you type http:// enter, see, so it will keep fluctuating from 3 instances. Okay, 49, 249, 224. Okay, this is perfectly working. That's fine. Now now I want to go to my Gmail. 1 minute, let me see what happened. Okay, now see, there is something called AWS notification. You've chosen to subscribe to this topic. So I got a notification I have subscribed. Now I just want to show you, say for example, if I terminate one instance, let's see what happens. Okay, whether I'm getting a notification or not. Okay, so right now so far 3 instances are running. Okay, now I'm going to terminate this instance, guys. So instance state, and I'm going to hit on terminate. So now my instance is shutting down. Okay, now what happens is I should get a notification in a Gmail whether my instance is shutting down or not. So let me refresh my screen. In some time I should get it. Also make sure that once you get the email like this, you have chosen to subscribe to the topic, you have to click on confirm subscription. Yeah, that is very important. So I have now, in the meantime, okay, let my one instance getting terminated. It should launch another instance, okay, because my desired instance count is 3. Yeah, in the meantime I'm clicking on my Cloudwatch alarm. If you see this one, right, CPU utilization, it says alarm state is okay. Okay means this is no more an issue. Okay, so nothing has been greater than 50 yet. If anything greater than 50, if my CPU utilization is greater than 50, then this okay will go to the in alarm status. I mean, right now if you see here on the green side, which means that it is okay, no issues with the alarm. But once it crosses 50, then it will go here, the first one here I'm talking about here. So it will go here, it will be in alarm. So right now it is here, but this will go here. Okay, got it? Perfect. Now what we will do here is let me go to my Gmail. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, not yet. Okay, in the meantime I got one instance is getting initialized because my desired count is 3. Okay, so I'm just waiting for it. Why I'm not getting the email? Let me see whether I've logged into the right mail. AWS samir@gmail.com. Yes, correct. So that is there. So let me check my auto-scaling groups, and then I want to check my notification here. Launch template, that's fine. Network instance load balancing, have check advanced configurations, that's fine. Okay, all good, no problem with that. Balance target groups, instance time, requirements, create time. Okay, activity. Okay, yeah, it says AWS samir@gmail.com. Yes, is that the right mail? I'm not sure why it is not coming up. Maybe there is a delay. Okay, we can investigate this thing. Okay, now okay, I haven't got the notification yet, guys, so I'm just wondering what's wrong, because if I go to my auto scaling groups, and then if I go to 27th ASG, and then if I go to activity, so it will tell me that, say, sent to AWS on instance action launch terminate, failed to launch or failed to terminate, but I haven't got the mail yet. So I'm just wondering what's wrong there actually. But let me try one more thing, guys. Okay, say for example create notification, and I already have a topic there, or maybe I'll try to give some other 27th notification, 27th Gmail notification. Let me give another mail ID of mine. Okay, AWS beginners. Okay, now I'm gonna click on create. Okay, topic created, successfully received notification or edited. Okay, so I got AWS beginners@gmail.com. Now what I'll do here is I'm going to go to my other mail ID. So I got one notification subscription right now. Okay, so click on it. So click on it now. It is notification. Okay, it's loading. Okay, I got this mail. Click on confirm subscription. I think maybe it's a network delay, I'm not sure. So let's see. Okay, so I should get a message like I have subscribed. Okay, subscription confirmed. Okay, perfect. Now I have two mails. One is my another one. Okay, now see here it's working. Termination for group 27th ASG. What does it says? It says 27th ASG. And description, okay, something is getting terminated. 036 036 036. Let me see what is the 036. So 036, okay, yeah, so this one which we terminated 5 minutes back. So yes, the notification is working. Maybe my this Gmail is not working. I'm not sure what's wrong here. Okay, so we will just focus in this Gmail only. Perfect. So the entire notification is working fine. Okay, so which is good. Now what we will do here is, okay, one moment. Yep, that's fine. Send response is terminated or stopped. Okay, perfect. Cool, guys. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to connect to all the three instances. Now click on connect, and I'm gonna go to the second instance here. Click on connect, and I'm gonna go to my, one minute. I'm gonna click on the third instance, yeah, click on connect, and then click on connect. So okay, I think my window, I don't know how to join this back. Just give me a minute. Can I join this back? Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah, I can join this back. Perfect. Now I have three instances running right now. I mean, three instances. See, 1 2 3. Now if you type top process, so it will just give you at the CPU utilization. So here, yeah, so here if you see percentage CPU, so it says 0% is occupying now. So same thing, if you go back and then if you type here top, so you will get the same thing, see 0%, and then here if you type top again, you will get same 0% because nothing is running, to be frank with you. Okay, now how can we, okay, what is the what is the scenario we are expecting is, if you remember our target tracking policy. Okay, let me log into my console. So I've logged into my console now, and then I'm clicking on EC2. Okay, okay, I'm in Singapore. Yes, so there are three instances running. Yeah, now if you go to my left side and then auto scaling group, so what we have defined here is, we have defined the target tracking policy. If anything crosses 50%, then it should launch an instance. That is the concept. Okay, I mean, so if you scroll down and then where is it, advanced configurations, no, not this one, health checks. Okay, here, automatic scaling. If you scroll down here, so the dynamic scaling policy, so here you can see target tracking policy, which we did it. And because since we have added here, what happens is, if you right click the Cloudwatch, the AWS automatically created two alarms. So that's what I want to say. So here if you see all alarms, so right now okay, this alarm is okay right now, because if you see all my three instances is running on 000. There is nothing crosses 50. Now say for example, I'm going to if you want to come out of this process, you have to press Ctrl C, guys. Okay, I think it, oh yeah, now Control C, then you're back to the terminal. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to install some software called AWS stress installed. So if you search, you'll get the first page. So copy the first command here, and I'm going to enter it in 249 IP. Okay, so Control V, I'm sorry, let's copy the command again, copy, Control V, enter. So that will install, and then stress y, so yeah, install stress y, and then so copy the second command and then press enter. So it will install the stress utility. So what we are doing here is we are simulating the load for the CPU, and then from 0% we will make it more than 50%. Yeah, that's the plan right now. Okay, now just see whether stress is installed or not. Stress hyphen version, yeah, stress is installed. So what is if you type man stress, it's a manual page for stress. Okay, so it will tell you what all the things you can use it. Okay, so also you can type man hyphen hyphen help, sorry, not man hyphen hyphen help, stress hyphen hyphen help, yeah, correct. So if you do this, then it'll give you just what are the various options you can use with the stress command. Okay, cool. See here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hyphen c, and then I'm going to give some numbers for this, so that it will show the number of CPU threads. So here if you see the number of CPU threads, what is happening here is something on 2. Yeah, number of CPU is 2, and I'm gonna make it to number of CPU for 6 or 4. So stress hyphen c, and then just make it like 6. So when you do this, I'll just show you what happens. So what is the IP for this? 34 to 49, correct? So let's do this. I'm gonna connect. Okay, right now it is running, so I'm gonna connect to 249 IP. Okay, so 249 is where is 249? 249, 249. Okay, one moment guys, just give me a minute. 249 is, okay, not this one. Okay, yeah, 34 or 249, right? Yeah, this is the one. So I'm gonna connect it again, and then I'm clicking on connect. So when you click on connect, now let's see what happens. Okay, now here, now if you type top process again, now see the CPU utilization, it became 100%. Yeah, now the problem here is now the CPU became more than 50%. Okay, now if you click on the Cloudwatch, now see, now earlier it was okay here, okay, but the CPU utilize, okay, not this one, sorry, I think it's not yet done, so let's wait for it. Okay, now the CPU utilization, this one will be changed from okay to in alarm. Okay, so it will be okay to in alarm in next maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, it will be in okay to in alarm. So once this is done, if you see my instances, how many instances are running, right click and open link in new tab. So right now only 3 instances are running, so it should launch another instance, and this one will become okay to in alarm. And this one is in alarm because right now currently, as per the design, all the processes are utilizing less than 35, because it is still checking the metrics for the more than 50%. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of more minutes guys.
Okay guys, so after a couple of minutes, I got the notification in my Gmail that there is a, let's see what does this says. Okay, event is easy to instance launch, and activity description is launching a new EC2 instance. Okay, and cause, what is the cause for it is there is some alarm has been triggered by policy, desired capacity 3 to 4, it became 3, and then it became from 3 to it became 4, and then was started Brisbane desired and actual capacity, increasing the capacity from 3 to 4. Okay, so we have, as soon as the instance gets launched, I got an alert in my Gmail, which means my Gmail notification is working fine. Now if I see the CloudWatch alarms, right, if I refresh it, okay, now see this one became in alarm right now. Okay, CPU utilization is greater than 50 for 3 data points within 3 minutes. Okay, now the thing is, it all depends on what kind of what kind of instance type you guys are using. Okay, see, for example, I've used m5.large, and you guys know what is m5.large is. And for example, if you click on launch an instance, and then if you click on let me click on compare instance types, and then if you type m5.large, and then if you type m5.large here, so it just says already 2 virtual CPUs is there. Okay, but if you see t2.micro here, which is having only 1 virtual CPU, so that also matters. But for now, what I did was I installed the stress utility on 2 of my instances, and I made those 2 instances into 100%, and then I got the fourth instance got triggered. Okay, so right now four instances are running. Okay, and also my CloudWatch alarm right now, it is if you see, this is greater than 50 for 3 data points within 3 minutes in alarm. Okay, so this is a concept of the target tracking policy. So what is target tracking policy is, so if I scroll down, click on auto scaling groups, and then click on 27th, the one. See, the desired capacity, even though we have chosen, but right now because of the alarm, because of the UCP utilization, the desired capacity became 4 automatically. We did not do this manually. Okay, and also we got the Gmail alert as well. Okay, and it says this, see this, it says changing the desired capacity from 3 to 4. Okay, so that is one thing. Now say for example, now what I'm going to do is, okay, so far we have 4 instances launched. Okay, now I'm going to connect to, yeah, so control C will work. No, I think this might have hanged up. So I'm going to connect to 043D3 machine again. So let's see what happens. 043D machines, yeah, this one. So I'm going to hit on connect, and I'm going to click on connect. Okay, now just type top. So it's on 100% because still my stress utility is running. So what I'm going to do is, let me restart this machine. So that should work for me. So just hitting on instance, then I'm just hitting on reboot instance so that my stress things will get cleared. So my instance is rebooted. I'm just hitting on connect again. Now let's see what happens. Okay, maybe it's still rebooting. Just bear with me for a sec. Okay, now if you type top process, okay, now my top process is in 50. Okay, so it will be reduced soon. Okay, cool. Perfect, guys. Now I want to log into another instance also. There is another instance which was running. I'm not sure which one is it. Let me connect this. Click on connect. So top process, okay, this is 0%, which is good. Now I'm going to connect to the second instance, which is this one. I think we did this already. Now I'm going to connect to the third instance, hit on connect, and I'm going to hit top again. Okay, this is also good. Now I'm going to click on the last one, fourth instance, hit on connect, click on connect. Okay, top. Okay, I think all are good right now. So all are running on. Okay, let me click on this one as well, the second one, just to make sure that all are running good without any. Okay, top. Okay, I think we are good. All are running 4. So let's see what happens actually. Whether the CloudWatch alarm goes down or not. Okay, now if you see, my CloudWatch alarm is good. So right now it became okay, okay, all are good. Okay, but what we learned right now is, in the auto scaling groups, the desired capacity was automatically moved from 3 to 4. Okay, so that is what it did it. Okay, now if you want to do it manually, you just click on this and then you just hit update. Now what will happen after some time, now it will delete the instances. Okay, it will delete one of the instances which was launched old. It will delete, soon it will be only 3 instances. Yeah, so this is the concept of this dynamic scaling thing. Now I want to talk about one more thing here. So say for example, this is the auto scaling groups. I'm just hitting on edit. So here if you scroll down, okay, we have load balancing, all those things. Okay, just hit on cancel. Let's go the other way. Click on 27th. I mean, the auto scaling group, click on automatic scaling. Okay, now so far this is active. Okay, so far this is active, but we don't want this actually. So what I will do here is, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click on, and I'm going to click on delete or disable, and I'm going to delete this. As soon as you delete this, if you go to the Cloudwatch here, if you click on refresh the screen, that particular alarm, those 2 alarms will go off automatically. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is we have done with this create the target tracking policy. Now just click on create dynamic scaling policy. We already saw this target tracking policy, which is good. Now I'm going to click on something called step scaling policy. Okay, now I'm going to type 27th step scaling policy. Okay, now here we don't have any alarm created. Okay, but remember, if you click on target tracking policy, there is no alarm manually we are creating, automatically AWS will create. But if you click on step scaling, you have to create something alarms manually. So 27th step scaling policy. Now I don't have any alarm, so I'm clicking on create a Cloudwatch alarm. So now the alarm will get created, and we have to enter a couple of things. So first thing is, okay, what metric you want to choose. So if you click on select metric, it will list out lot of metrics here. So for now, what we will do is we will click on something called EC2 here, click on EC2, and you're going to go for by auto scaling group. Okay, now here, what is our auto scaling group name? Our auto scaling group name is 27th ASG. It will pick up all, whatever available auto scaling groups here. Now here, I'm going to go in the metric name on the right side, I'm going to choose something called CPU. If you scroll down one by one, there is something called CPU utilization. Okay, we have other things as well. Lot of things are there. Okay, but for this demo, I'm going to choose CPU utilization. Okay, so select this and then click on select metric. Okay, now here what it says is, just see this closely, the graph. Okay, this is the previous graph. What has happened, it went till here and then it came down, blah 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 blah. A lot of things are here. Now the alarm will trigger when the blue line goes above the red line for one data point within 5 minutes. So CPU utilization, and this is average, and I'm making it like 1 minute. Okay, period 1 minute, and then condition, I'm going to make it static. So if it crosses 50% of my CPU utilization, okay, then you just keep this data points as 1 out of 1. That is fine. Okay, so I'm going to create a metric name called CPU utilization, which is there, and I'm going to give, okay, every 1 minute check if my static if the CPU utilization value is greater than 50 or greater than or equal anything, okay, greater than 50, then you click next, and then it's saying, okay, it should be in alarm status, and then I want to send a notification to this guy. You remember the 27 notification which we created earlier? So if you do this, then the endpoint we got it, this one. Okay, now scroll down. You don't need to click on anything else, just click on next, and then you're going to give this name, CPU manual alarm greater than 50. Okay, so I just did like this. Now click on next. Now what happens, see the red mark is a 50% margin, target. If anything, if the blue line right now is here, okay, if anything crosses above this red line, then we will get a problem. Okay, so that is the thing. So additional, okay, it will get an alarm. Okay, now here there is something called actions also. What you can do is click on edit. Okay, here what you can do is, there is something called add auto scaling action. Okay, you can select the group. Okay, we will talk about this later. Okay, because I don't have any groups created. Okay, so CPU manual alarm, click on next. Now you should get an alarm. Okay, create alarm. Now this is the manual alarm which we have created right now. Okay, cool. Now just scroll down, and here if you refresh it and then click on CPU manual alarm, now you have created the alarm here, and then go back to your previous tab. Now you have mentioned the Cloudwatch alarm. Now action. Okay, now if anything crosses above 50, then you take action. Okay, I want to add 2 units. Okay, when 50% of the CPU utilization happens. Okay, cool. One moment. Now you can add further step also. You can add a couple of extra steps also, but for now we will just go with the only one step. Click on create. That's it. Now we have created a step scaling policy. Okay, so let's see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going back to my Cloudwatch alarm. Okay, if you see this is alarm which we created manually. So if CPU utilization is greater than 40, then alarm will trigger and then action will happen. Okay, now and then action will happen. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to my EC2 instances. Let's see how many instances are running right now. So 3 instances are running, okay, because we have made the desired value to 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to my instance. Okay, click on connect. Cool. So if you type top, I do not have anything. Any process, I mean any CPU utilization process 100 or 50. Cool. Control C. Now I think stress version is already there. Yes. So stress hyphen C. I'm just giving 8. Okay. Now 8 virtual CPU is running. Now the stress process is running now. Now if you come back and then in next couple of minutes this CPU manual alarm will be changed from OK to in alarm. As soon as it became in alarm, what happens is your dynamic scaling policy, this one will add 2 capacity units, okay, when it reaches 50. So that's what it says. So let's see whether it works or not. Okay, cool. So now if you see, so that Cloudwatch alarm thing is working. So if you see CPU manual alarm is greater than 50% on my auto scaling group altogether. And then this became in alarm. And as per our rule, if you remember, let me go to my ASG here. And then if you see this, if you click on this, then if you click on actions, then if you click on edit, so what I did, I've asked them to add 2 instances, 2 units when it's crossed 50%. Okay, so that is what happened here. If you click on this, already it was running on 3. Now the 2 instances have been launched. Okay, so the scaling is working fine as well. Now if I want to add 2 more, for example, what I'm going to do is let me create one more dynamic scaling policy, and I'm going to click on step scaling, and I'm going to go less than 50%. Okay, 50 policy, and I have to create a new Cloudwatch alarm. Okay, and here let me click on select metric and then scroll down, click on EC2, click on buy auto scaling group, and then so looking for utilization, CPU utilization, you can search here as well. So I have it here, click on this. Now click on select metric. Okay, now CPU utilization 27, average is I'm making it as a 1 minute. Okay, now static and then lower, if something is lower than 50%, okay, this is my alarm condition, and I'm gonna change it to 27th mail notification. Okay, before that let me see whether I got the email. Yeah, I got the notification also for termination, alarm launched, everything is there. Okay, cool. Now let me go back to my alarm things. Okay, now click on next, and I'm gonna give less than manual, less than 50%. Okay, so click on next. Now scroll down and then click on create alarm. So alarm is created manual less than 50. Now come back here, refresh it, manual less than 50. Now I'm gonna click on remove. I want to remove 2 instances if it is altogether, if it is less than 50. Okay, click on create. Now this thing is activated. So I have 2 policies attached to this auto scaling. One is less than 50 policy, other one is the another normal greater than 50. Okay, now let's do one thing. I'm going to reboot all the instances, okay, whatever I can see, because I'm not sure in which instance the stress is running. So I'm just going to instance, and I'm going to hit on reboot instance. So the instance is refreshed right now.
Now let's see what happens. Okay, so as per my 27th ASG, if you see the details, my desired capacity is already changed to 50, right? Okay, if that is the case, then I don't think the desired capacity will automatically get moved to 3 or before. Let's see. Okay, yeah, if it is not moving, then this is how it works then. That's what I would think, because the desired capacity automatically the CloudWatch alarm changed to 5. Now I have how many instances running right now? If you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances running. I have rebooted the instances, so my utilization, CPU utilization would become 0. If that is the case, I know I'm really wondering what's going to happen. Let's wait and see. Okay.
Okay, now if you see, after a couple of minutes, now I got back my 3 instances, and so let's see what exactly happened here. Okay, so if you remember, we rebooted the instances, all the 5 instances, and once it got rebooted, the stress utility got killed, and all the CPU utilization below 30%. Okay. Now, if you see my desired capacity, earlier the screen was at 50%, I mean 5. Now, if you refresh it, just see what happens. Okay. Now the desired capacity became 3 here. Okay, so let me refresh my screen just to make sure that, yeah, so now the desired capacity became 3. So even the AWS, the CloudWatch alarm is modifying your desired capacity based on your alarm things. Now if you go back here, if you refresh it, now this is an in alarm, because this one CPU utilization less than 50, that is in alarm. Okay, so I think we are good with this. So the desired capacity, it automatically gets changed. Yeah, so that is what we found out right now. So this is one thing, and the next thing is, in the auto scaling group, if you click on activity, so you will see the notifications. Okay, I want to see what is, okay, see, I've got a lot of other notifications also. So let's see what is the first one here. So here it says CPU manual alarm is greater than 50. Okay, and then yes, that is the alarm which I got right now, I mean couple of minutes back. And then it says one more alarm which is manual less than 50, that one an alarm also got triggered. And then it says this one, it is saying it is launching some instance. Okay, launching a new EC2 instance, it's launching. Okay, and then it says terminating something, so EC2 instance, it's getting terminated. And then if you see here what it says, just see the cause here. Okay, so shrinking the capacity from 4 to 3. Yeah, cool. so so it's clear that how it is working. You guys should understand this very well. That's perfect. Now I want to show you the activity history also. If you scroll down, it will tell you the activity history of what happened, whether it was successful, whether it was terminated, blah 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 blah. And then if you hit on automatic scaling here, you guys know this, we already created 2 scaling policies, so that is one thing. And if you want to create other multiple dynamic scaling policy, you can do that. So if you click on create dynamic, we have seen target and step. If you want simple scaling, that is also kind of same only, but people, AWS is not recommending simple scaling policy, so they are asking us to choose either target or step scaling. Okay, now if you scroll down, there is something called predictive and scheduled actions. Okay, so just want to show you what is predictive scaling policy. So if you click on create predictive scaling policy, so my predict policy. So if you do this, okay, now what exactly this does is you have to provide some historical data, and based on that it will predict the future of the instances, and it will predict the future of the workflow. Okay, so say for example, scale based on forecast. If you switched off, predictive scaling will only forecast capacity and not take any scaling action. So only one predictive scaling policy can have scaling turned on at a given time. So if you do this, then this option will be working fine. And then it's doing the CPU utilization 50, target utilization 50% of the instance. Okay, and then if you click on create, the predictive scaling policy will get create.
and then it will start working on this predictive. See this? Okay, scale based on forecast. Yes, I'm scaling it on. So it will give you the chart details and everything. So that is the predictive part. Okay, now what is the scheduled actions? If you click on create scheduled action, what? Okay, test scheduled action. Okay, now I'm just saying I want minimum 4 and maximum 7, something like this. And then recurrence. Okay, when do you want this this rule should be? So do you want to be every 30 minutes or every 1 hour, or maybe you want every week or only once? And then you choose a time zone and specific start time, and if you hit on create at that particular time, whatever time you're mentioning, it will have these many instances intact. Okay, that is we call it as a scheduled actions. Yeah, so so that's all about the automatic scaling, guys. Now instance management, it just tells you what all the instances are healthy now. Yeah, the auto scaling group. So there are three ways you can check the healthy instances. One is in target group and also in the auto scaling group in the instance management. Okay, remember that. And I want to talk about the start instance refresh. Okay, now see, if my current instances are running on what, m5.large. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want to change it to t2.micro all in one shot. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll come here, I'll click on start instance refresh. Okay, and I mean there are a lot of other options. I'm not going to explain you all these things. Okay, so I'm just hitting on update launch template. Okay, now if you scroll down, 27th, okay, not this one. Okay, choose a set of instances. You have to put a checkbox there, and then I want to choose it to t2.micro now. Okay, so just choose t2.micro. Yeah, and then just delete this one. So I want only one instance type as primary t2.micro, and then don't no need to select anything else. Just click on start instance refresh. Now what happens is, this instance, right, whatever instances m5.large, these instances will be terminated automatically, and then it will relaunch the instance with t2.micro. So that is what it's going to happen. And you can see the status once it starts running. Okay, now in the down also it will tell you the history, instance refresh history. Yeah, cool. So let's wait for a minute. Okay, see this, it's already started. Okay, now it's launching fourth instance called t2.micro. Okay, if you keep refreshing, let's wait for a couple of more minutes. So t2.micro is still initializing, only one instance it has launched. So what it will do is it will make sure that your entire application should not get should not get disturbed, or should not go down, downtime, when it is trying to launch the instance with a different instance type. Okay, now if you see after a couple of more minutes, my m5.large one got terminated, and we got another one called t2.micro. Yeah, so that is going on. So so this instance refresh will make sure that all your instances, see the status also, it just started, and once it just completed 25%. Okay, and here if you see the down below, it says it isn't in progress, and it's replacing one instances, blah blah, 25% is completed, instances to update, 2 instances we need to update. So that is going on. So that is the beauty of instance refresh. Okay, we can do many other things with instance refresh, as I've already shared I was showing the options. For example, if you want to see the different launch template, or if you want to change the AMI, so that is also possible. And also I think that's all for this auto scaling group, guys. We don't have anything else which is very important. So we have monitoring as well, so you can see what is the CPU utilization, how many disk reads, writes, all those things. Yeah, so mainly the instance refresh was the one which I wanted to cover. So let me refresh it again. Let me see what is this. Okay, t2.micro, I got 1 and 2. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes until it gets complete.
So now if you see, there are two T2.micro instances which is launched, but we want, but what is our desired? If you see our desired is 3, okay? And if you go to the instance refresh here, it is still doing, okay? So basically we want only 3 instances should be running with T2.micro. So what I'm expecting is it would terminate m5.large 1 now, okay, after all the health checks, okay? Yeah, see, it is shutting down m5.large, okay. Now after this, it's going to launch one more t2.micro once it got shut down, okay. Okay, just see this. It's launched another T2.micro. So until it became running, until all the health checks gets passed, till then it will keep m5.large running, and then at the end it will terminate the m5.large. Okay, so let's wait. Now, if you see the T2.micro, we have 3 T2.micro, and there is only one M5.large. In a couple of more minutes, that will be terminated. So let's wait for it. Okay, yeah, see, M5.large, it is getting shutting down. So the instance refresh, if you go back and then if you click on refresh, see my instance refresh is in 50% right now. 50% is completed, and in next couple of more minutes, this instance refresh task is completed. So what we've done here, okay, in the meantime, if you want to check my Gmail, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so something is going on. I got the responses, I mean I got the alert. So it says, okay, EC2 instance terminate. So something is getting terminated. Yes. And here, sorry, this is 16 minutes ago. Yeah, correct. So it says scale for termination. And there is one more 7 minutes ago I got. And that says terminating EC2 instance. And this is the instance ID is getting terminated. Okay. And yep, and let me go back to one more mail I've got. What is this mail? 20 minutes ago, and also there is 30 minutes ago and 5 minutes ago. Let me see the 5 minutes ago. What is this? It's launching an EC2 instance. If you see event auto-scaling EC2 instance launch, and description is launching an EC2 instance ID. Okay, and this is an instance was launched in response to an instance refresh. Okay, because of instance refresh, this instance is, I mean this activities happen. Same thing, this is also same thing, and this is also same thing. So these three things are T2.micro alerts. Okay, now let's, yeah, so now we have successfully done the instance refresh on T2.micro. So this is what I wanted you guys to okay, let me refresh it. In next couple of more minutes this will be 100%. Yeah, so that's all for auto scaling groups. I think we did the entire architecture, even though we have covered a lot of other options as well. uh, yep, so that's all. So if you guys want to know about the launch template versions and all, and load balancers, you can always check on it, check on my other videos. So so that's all for today, guys. So in next couple of minutes, okay, let's wait. Okay, I just want to show you the final output. Let's wait. Okay, now if you see, there is no active instance refresh, and if you see the down below, it says successful, and that was become 100%. Yeah, and then if you click on view desired configuration, it will tell you what was the desired configuration. Okay, it was instance 2 dot, I mean t2.micro. So that's all it for okay, that's all for today, guys. If you see the last one, yes, the last, it was the last EC2 instance, that M5 that was terminated. So that was the alert for this. So I think we are good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove my target groups and auto scaling groups. So just going to hit on delete, and then hit on delete. Okay, so that will be deleted in some time, and then I'm going to click on target groups here. Okay, before you hit on target groups, you cannot directly delete the target group, because it will tell you like it has been mapped with one of the load balancer priority. See, 27th is currently used by a listener or a rule. So click on load balancers, and then click on delete the load balancer first. Yeah, click on delete, and once it is deleted, after a couple of more minutes, then you can delete the target group. So, and then I'm going to delete the launch template also from here. Click actions, delete template. Okay, so
That's all it for today, guys. Yeah, thank you.